What's up guys, Darcy here from L.O.S Standing Strategy. Today we're looking at how to make a gill net. We're going to be using some paracord, some string, a couple simple knots. Stay tuned. Okay, we've got our post in the ground, ridge line set up. Now we got to figure out how much string we're going to cut to start making our net. Depending on the creature we're going to catch, depending on what we want to carry with our net, what we're doing with it is going to depend on how much string we need. So for this particular net, I'm going to be making a knot every 2 inches, inch and a half, all the way down along this piece of cord. Then I'm going to be tying my knots at about 1.5 inches all the way down. So whatever I cut, right, whatever piece of string I use, is going to end up, when I'm done tying it, is going to be about 5/8 the length it originally was. So I have to figure that out first, depending on the depth of the creek, river, whatever I'm using this for catching fish. If I'm going to make a backpack out of it or some other carrying vessel. Again, what am I carrying? How close to the knots have to be is going to determine about the length of cordage I'm going to use. Okay, I got my cords cut. Now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to take cord, I'm going to fold it in half. Okay, so it's equal length here. And then I'm going to loop it over top itself. I'm going to pull that through. I'm going to loop that again, pulling that through the loop. Now what I'm creating here is prusik knot. This is a really good knot to learn for all kinds of bushcraft stuff, mountain climbing, just about anything you can think of. Pretty easy knot to learn. So now I've got one here. I'm going to take another, do the same thing, make sure it's the equal length all the way through. Find the distance in which I want to start my knots, and where to build the size of the net to catch the kind of creature, or to carry the grub. Here's another one. Pull that out flat. And just keep repeating this process until we've got all these set up. Okay, next part is we're going to take one of these two pieces of string here, take these two that are in the middle. Now depending again on what I want to catch or hold with this, it's going to depend on where I put these overhand knots. So this one, doing at about 1 to 1.5 inches in distance. So there's my first knot right there, see? Now I'm going to try to keep this shape uniform throughout the rest of the net, and then that way I'll have uniform net. I can catch or hold whatever it is I'm looking to catch or hold. You see, I'm just doing these simple overhand knots across the top line here, looking to keep my spaces same size all the way through. The cool thing about these prusik knots is when you pull on them, they bite in, they tie in tighter, and then they're really easy to loosen. So a net like this is really easy to make packable when you understand the prusik knot. Check it out. Super straightforward. All on the top ridge line here, we've got our prusik knot. After the prusik knot, we start to create these gaps with our overhand knots. So remember, depending on what you're catching, what you're carrying, it's going to determine the size you want to make each one of these gaps. You can do this with old shirts, cut up pants, cordage you make from grass, cordage you make from bark, just about anything you can think of. And it's definitely a worthwhile skill to have. Don't always know what you're going to have to carry, catch, whatever situation you're in. So remember, study, train, learn, practice. Take care.